Hi, I'm Katie, and this is...
I'm Mike.
Let's do that over.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Katie, and we have a blue and gold named Pepper, who's about 7 years old. I really wanted Pepper to learn how to free fly because I want her to be able to experience life as a bird and be more happy, more engaged, and just healthier. Along with that came a lot of other benefits we didn't realize. We were looking for a blue and gold for a couple years, and we decided to go to a bird fair, which probably wasn't the best choice, but we fell in love with her, so we decided to adopt Pepper. We didn't know exactly how old she was. They said about 2. She came clipped, which was a big barrier for her. At home, besides Pepper, we also have a white cockatoo, umbrella cockatoo, who's 30. Her name is Laguna, and we also have a hyacinth macaw who is just turning 20. So my friend Kristen found BirdTricks through online, just watching free flight videos. So it's really entertaining for our birds. We'll play the videos of them flying, and the birds love it. And we were talking about learning to free fly her little umbrella cockatoo baby, and we decided to do it together. I really want Pepper to learn to fly, but also having someone to do it with I thought would be beneficial, especially, for the safety of the other birds. Cockatoos are a little bit smaller, so I think she also thought having Pepper or macaw fly with her would be safer. We found, looking through the videos, that it was actually an option I never thought of coming to do free fly, and so that's where the journey began.
We chose BirdTricks for trainers and to help us out. We saw a lot of confidence in the videos. We watched a lot of different free flight videos. We saw concern for the birds, concern for the health, concern for the people, knowledge, reassurance that we were going to not just let our bird just drift off into the distance. That was our biggest concern. The health of the bird, safety of the bird, that helped us make our just choice for the path we would go to help our bird.
I was going to say, and it was really fun. You guys are fun. It looks like a fun group to be a part of, and I think the safety was the biggest thing. You guys really made us feel comfortable, and we wouldn't lose our bird, which was, I'm sure, everyone's biggest fear.
We found some BirdTricks in Northern California, Jeff and Lauren. So Kristen, our friend, contacted them. They said, sure, we're going out. So we were able to go out and watch a couple of blue and golds, some hyacinths, a few other birds go. Very helpful, very knowledgeable. You could tell they'd been working with their birds. They had good information. We asked questions, they answered them. They were patient with us. It made us really excited to go with our birds when we saw what their birds were capable of. We just really never thought we'd be able to do this with our bird.
So our biggest struggle from Pepper, or with Pepper, I think would probably have been her confidence, I'm thinking is what it was, is that she hasn't been flying for 7 years. I don't think she even learned how to fledge, and she's been clipped for most of her life. So I think her confidence in jumping from the perch was, like, I don't even know how we could have gotten her to do that. We've been working with her for months, and she'll fly away, but she won't fly from. So that was probably our biggest barrier, and I'm really excited that we've been able to sort of work past that, and I'm excited about the progress we're going to continue to make with her.
We got her honestly for me. It was going to be my bird, and she wanted nothing to do with me. So that was a little bit upsetting, but she loved the family. So it was like, all right, we'll work through this. And it's been 5 years of me just being as patient as I can be. Some days I can't touch her. Part of it's the treats, but when I come home from work, she is bouncing on her perch, her wings are flicking, she's excited to see me, she lets me pet her. So the challenge was getting through that initial training, getting her to trust me, even take treats for me. And now with this training, it's just reassuring. Buying an older bird has its challenges. You're dealing with a whole nother set of, the training seems to be way harder. We've watched other people that got birds as babies, and you're just like, that's so easy. I think the challenge and then the training that we've gotten from BirdTricks helps us. We wouldn't have been able to do it with an older bird. And I think with a baby bird, I'd have been afraid of just flying off. I gotta be honest with you. So there's pros to all of it, and I don't really see any cons.
And you guys are amazing. BirdTricks is like, why'd you do that? And you're like, oh, duh. Dave and Jamie see, oh, why were you doing that? And as soon as they call it out, you're like, oh.
We have lots of conversations about, oh my goodness, I can't believe I just did that. You know, it's so much common sense, but you just don't see it. You're too close you're too close to the training.
You need the outside perspective.
The drive down here, the whole time we were nervous about watching our bird fly away. I have to be honest with you that for weeks we've been concerned about Pepper just flying away. We challenged a lot with our training at home. She only does small little flights. She won't fly from a perch. She will only fly from Katie to me. She won't fly back. We did this trip thinking, okay, if we can just get her to fly back to Katie, it would be worth the trip. If we can just get her to fly off into the ground 100 feet. She's never flown for us before other than inside our room back and forth, inside the batting cage. So the first day she got out there and she was on Katie, and she went to fly to us, and she just took off, and it looked like she was just gonna fall on the ground like 50 feet, and then she just took off and flew forever. And it was just the most exciting, thrilling thing to watch her fly, to go recover her. She was just a little too tired to come back, and her mannerisms were about how proud she was of herself. It just really seemed like she was just so happy, so content, affectionate with me, and that's what made me feel like she was happy with what we were doing. She was sore. She did it 2 more times. She does a wing exercise with Katie, and she was doing that night, so we felt like we didn't hurt her. And so the first day was just the most exciting thing we have done in a long time, and to see her happiness and both of our happiness as well for her made the whole trip, the effort and the training we've been doing worth the whole experience.
The first day, our expectations were what made Pepper happy. So if she didn't want to fly, that's okay. We wanted what she wanted, right? So we went with the expectation, if nothing else, we'll just be working with Dave and Jamie a little bit more to help condition her and help her just determine what her level would be. So to see her excitement and to see her fly makes me want to cry because she really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I would think my favorite moment of the trip would have been just watching Pepper fly off. And fly.
Not all the way though.
Yeah.
Coming back.
and doing. I mean, she was making turns, right? So she took off, and we're thinking. Honestly, we both were just kind of swearing under our breath that our bird just flew off, And it's like, I hope the GPS is tracking her, and then, and speaking to that, the GPS and the tracking, worth the money for the confidence to know we're watching our phone, and we can see her. I mean, we had eyes on her the whole time. Everyone on the trip was helping us keep eyes on her. That was really encouraging. That everyone stopped when Pepper took off and said, we've got eyes on, there she goes, she's to the right, she's to the left. Everyone's watching the sky, Having her fly and then have her fly again and then have her fly again repeatedly, just so uplifting, so exciting, thrilling. I just can't describe how exciting it was to have our baby fly off and enjoy it and do what birds do, and we regret not doing it sooner, but we honestly had cockatiels when we first got married, and one of them flew off, and we were able to get it back after a couple hours. But that trauma of that bird flying out the door and realizing what these birds could do if they could fly away was one reason we never did free flight before. And now with this, what we've done, having her experience this made this trip worth the money, the cost, the time. So exciting.
every flight she made, you could see a little more progression. So then the next one she learned like, oh, I can use the wind to stop or slow down. So I feel like she's gonna really make a huge amount of progress toward the end of the trip. And I definitely wanna come back in our next November trip to see, you know, her progress. Pepper, you know, just doesn't know how to land, doesn't know how to turn, doesn't know how to do all those normal bird things that babies learn to do. And an adult bird, that's just something they have to learn in a different way. And it's been really a challenge for Pepper, but I see she's made huge progress in this trip.
Part of the fun of the trip was watching the returning flyers. You're down there by your car, and they had a little debrief before. Dave and Jamie had a little debrief before, and they talked about don't be depressed. Everyone started here. Everyone is down here by their car watching their bird thinking, is my bird ever going to fly? And all the people that thought that are now up on top of the hill launching their birds into the wind, watching their birds soar, doing 2 and 3 minute flights, maybe longer, some of them flying off into the distance. But the confidence of these birds flying off and the confidence these people have knowing their bird's going to come back, their bird's okay, the bird's learning the skills it needs to learn. Every bird's travel and training is different. Watching these other people go through these different levels of training, where they are in their journey, was reassuring for us, knowing that we're gonna get there eventually. It may take several trips, it may take one trip, it may take a couple more flights.
People with an older bird looking to get into free flight, I would say do it. I think that there's nothing better than seeing your bird excited to fly. I think it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a little bit of work, but your bird will enjoy it. Your bird will appreciate it. It's just so exciting for them. And I mean, why not try it? Like after you do it, you're like, why on earth did I not start this when I first got them? Or, you know, as soon as I had the option, so.